At the press conference on Tuesday, Leader of the Opposition, Joseph Harmon, outlined that the much-touted Low-Carbon Development Strategy, LCDS, does not make it clear how Guyanese will benefit from initiatives emanating from that draft policy document. He also criticized the Amaila Falls hydropower project, which the government is seeking to resuscitate, claiming that it dries up at least twice annually.
The LCDS, once again, is looking to the Amaila Falls for energy production. The same falls that dries up twice a year.
The Vice President, Bharrat Jagdeo, prior to Harmon's criticism, sought to allay those concerns at a press conference he held at the Artichoke Conference Centre on Monday. Jagdeo told media operatives on Monday that the country's Nationally Determined Contribution, NDC, has not yet been finalized and that it is still a work in progress, much like the country's Low Carbon Development Strategy, LCDS.
We are not going to submit the revised NDC before COP. So we have made it clear we will not finalize it until the LCDS is finalized.
The Vice President posited that come March 2022, those two policy documents are expected to be completed and submitted to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, as part of the country's commitment to combating climate change. Prior to the completion of those documents, however, he outlined that there will be more widespread consultation and that he hopes persons will be able to make their contributions at those forums.
So all of those who are under the mistaken impression that much of what has been done recently is only to be presented at COP, they simply do not understand what takes place at the Conference of Party negotiations.
Jagdeo also told media operatives on Monday that it would be wishful thinking for persons to believe that the government could go to Glasgow and present its LCDS at that forum, as the COP26 agenda is usually predetermined and also that time allotted to speakers just couldn't allow for that to happen. On the point of how citizens stand to benefit from the country's NCDs and LCDS, the Vice President stated that the rollout of projects such as the Amaila Falls hydropower project, solar farms, the gas-to-shore energy project, among other renewable energy initiatives, could see citizens benefiting from cheaper energy costs by 2025 onwards. As if confirming that Harmon's contentions about the Amaila Falls drying up were true, the Vice President indicated that forests will have to be cleared in the area to store water in order to sustain energy production.
The reservoir would have to be cleared of the forest. And so I hope now they're not going to come and say, oh, you're clearing the reservoir. This was dealt with in the past. You have to clear the reservoir of the forest to store the water there, so all year around, even when the dry season, you have water in the storage there.
Another issue surrounding the hydropower project is that it has been awarded to a Chinese firm, China Railway, which has been contracted by a firm called Blackstone to carry out works on the project. China Railway was blacklisted by the Inter-American Development Bank in 2019 for a 9-month period for what the bank considered to be fraudulent practices. Following that debarment, the company could have only participated in bidding for projects, providing that it operates within the guidelines of the bank. That 9-month debarment ended sometime in March 2020. Wendell Badrie for the HGP Nightly News.